Now we're going to do an example of a vertical translation. When you shift something up and down, your x-axis also moves, just like an asymptote. So you're going to have a new x-axis called a midline. So that means wherever originally it was a 0 on your x-axis will now be on your midline. So we're going to again list our A, our period 2 pi over b, so our period is pi. And no horizontal shift, so 0 left and right, but it went 3 up. So the 3 up means that our new midline is going to be at y equals 3. So our cycle goes from setting 2x equals 0 and 2x equals to 2 pi. So it's going to start at 0. And it's going to end at pi, which makes sense because there was no shift, so it starts at the 0 and the period's pi, so that means it has to end at pi. So first we're going to be drawing our graph. Starts at the 0, so that's 1 mark. 4 equals parts. Going to end at pi. So we're going to split that up. So 0 plus 1 divided by 2 divided by 2. So it's 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4. Now it shifted up 3 spaces. So our midline is going to be at y equals 3. So we're going to draw that in pen. And it's a dotted horizontal line. And this is where our new x-axis is going to be. So because our A is 2, that means that our graph is going to go 2 above the new midline and 2 below the new midline. So the lowest point on the graph would be 2 below, so it's going to be at 1. And the highest point on our graph will be 2 above, which is going to be at 5. So there shouldn't be any points above the 5 or any points below the 1. So now we could start graphing. So at our very first point, because it's a cosine function, that means it starts at its a value. Our a value is 2, so it's going to start 2 above your midline. Then the pattern goes to the x-axis, then 2 below the midline, back up to the x-axis, and then 2 above. So here's 1 cycle. And then we're just going to continue and just make another full cycle, just to practice. So from pi, we're going to have our 4 equal parts. Remember, the very last point is going to take our end point and add the period. So it's going to end at 2 pi. And we know that it counts by 1 over 4. So 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, 4 over 4. This is 5 over 4. 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. 7 over 4. And then ending at 8 over 4. So we're just going to continue the pattern. So it starts above, goes to the midline, 2 below, back to the midline, and 2 above. So one full cycle should start and end at the same point. So it started here, it ends here, starts here, and it ends here. So we're going to just write 1 cycle for your key points, and it could be any of them. So I'll just take the first one. So it'll be at 0, 5, pi over 4, 3, pi over 2, 1, 3 pi over 4, 3, and last end at pi and 5.